Hello, do you have what it takes to go up against one of the finest quiz brains in the country and win absolutely nothing except a real sense of pride? Well, you're in the right place because today it is the return of the Year 2 chase. Okay, so we've got a big quiz to do today. 30 questions, 6 rounds, and you are taking on the chaser. So if you get more questions right than the chaser gets right, you have beaten the chaser. So, without any further ado, let's find out who we're up against today. Let's meet the chaser. Oh, who would have predicted that? We're up against Mr. Late today, so that's the chaser we are playing against today. Right, make sure you've got a piece of paper and a pen or pencil ready. Okay, you've got 30 questions split into 6 rounds of 5 questions. I'll take you through those questions, and then in the second video, I'll go through the answers and tell you how the chaser got on. So, let's crack on with today's quiz. Okay, so let's crack on. Round 1 is the history round. So, 5 questions in each round. For each question, you have a choice, A, B, or C. Okay, so just pick one. Just write down the question number, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your answer, so A, B, C. You don't need to write the whole answer, just A, B, or C is fine. Okay, so make sure you've got paper at the ready and a pencil at the ready. Remember, just the question number and your answer, so A, B, or C. Alright, pause now if you need to grab anything. If not, let's crack on. So, question number 1. The space race was between the Soviet Union and which other country? Was it A, Britain, B, the United States of America, or C, China? So A, B, or C, you need to write down 1 and then your answer, A, B, or C. Pause if you need more time. If not, let's go on to question number 2. Question 2. Who was the first person to go to space? Was it A, Yuri Gagarin, B, Neil Armstrong, or C, Buzz Aldrin? So A, B, or C. Pause if you'd like some more time. If not, let's go on to question number 3. Question 3. Which of these landmarks was destroyed in the Great Fire of London? Was it A, Buckingham Palace, B, St Paul's Cathedral, or C, the Tower of London? So A, Buckingham Palace, B, St Paul's Cathedral, or C, the Tower of London. Have a think. And let's move on to question number 4. Question 4. It says, I've just spotted a mistake in our question. It should say what? What was the name of the first dog in space? Was it A, Spot, B, Clifford, or C, Laika? So what was the name of the first dog in space? A, Spot, B, Clifford, or C, Laika? Have a think and select your answer. Okay, let's move on to the final question of the history round. What was the name of the person who accidentally started the Great Fire of London? Was it A, Samuel Fariner, B, Tim Fariner, or C, Thomas Fariner? So select your answer, and then let's move on to the next question. So we're now on to round 2, the geography round. So again, 5 questions. All 5 of these questions will relate to things that you've learned throughout the year in year 2. Okay, so question number 1. What is the capital city of Wales? Is it A, London, B, Cardiff, or C, New York? So have a think. A, London, B, Cardiff, or C, New York. Question number 2. On an Ordnance Survey map, which of these symbols means hospital? So you've got symbols here to look at. Is it A, this one, B, this one, or C, this one? A, B, or C? Select your answer and write it down. Question number 3. Which of these is a physical feature? Is it A, a school, B, a mountain, or C, a port? So that's A, a school, B, a mountain, or C, a port. Have a think and write your answer down. And question number 4. What is the name of the river that runs through London? Is it A, the Thames, B, the River Orwell, or C, the River Deben? So A, Thames, B, Orwell, or C, Deben. Okay, and coming up next is the final question. So here we go, question number 5. On a map, what information would you find in the key? Is it A, directions home, B, where the shops are, or C, what the symbols mean? So A, directions home, B, where the shops are, or C, what the symbols mean? Have a think and write your answer down, and then we'll move on to the next round. Okay, so round number 3 is a maths round. Okay, 5 questions again. All of them relate to things we've learnt about in school this year. So, let's get started. Question number 1. If the time is 25 past, what number will the big hand be pointing at? So if the time is 25 past on an analog clock, what number will the big hand be pointing at? Is it the number 3, the number 4, or the number 5? So if it's 25 past, what number will the big hand be pointing at? Question number 2. Which of these shapes has 8 sides? Is it A, an octagon, B, a hexagon, or C, a pentagon? So A, octagon, B, hexagon, or C, pentagon. Have a think and write down your answers, please. Okay, question number 3. Which of these numbers is even? Is it A, 55, B, 36, or C, 27? Which of those numbers is even? So A, 55, B, 36, or C, 27? Have a think and write down your answers. Okay, question number 4. 3 add triangle equals 20. What is triangle? Does triangle mean 7? Is triangle 17, B? Or is triangle C 20? So A, 7, B, 17, or C, 20. What is the triangle there? And question number 5. How many minutes are in an hour? Is it A, 60, B, 100, or C, 360? So that's the final question. How many minutes are in an hour? A, 60, B, 100, or C, 360? Okay, time for round 4. This round is the science round. 5 questions coming up. So, question number 1. Which of these materials is usually transparent? Is it A, brick, B, metal, or C, glass? So which of those materials is usually transparent? A, brick, B, metal, or C, glass? Question number 2. Which of these materials would you expect to be the most flexible? Is it A, brick, B, elastic, or C, concrete? So A, brick, B, elastic, or C, concrete. Which of those is the most flexible material? Usually. Okay, question number 3. Plants make food using photosynthesis. Which part of the plant does this? Is it A, the roots, B, the stem, or C, the leaves? So plants make their food using photosynthesis. Which part of the plant does this? A, the roots, B, the stem, or C, the leaves? Question number 4. What is germination? Is it A, when a plant begins to grow from a seed? Is it B, when a plant needs more water? Or is it C, when a plant dies? So what is germination? Is it A, when a plant begins to grow from a seed? Is it B, when a plant needs more water? Or is it C, when a plant dies? So have a think and write down your answers, please. Okay, final question coming up. Question number 5. Which of these animals is a mammal? So which of these animals is a mammal? Is it A, a frog, B, a human, or C, a blackbird? Which of those is a mammal? A, a frog, B, a human, or C, a blackbird? And that is the final question on the science round. Okay, so let's move on to the next round. And the next round is the English round. So, round 5, the English round, 5 questions coming up. Question 1. What is the correct spelling for the contracted form of would not? So it becomes wouldn't, but which one is correct? Is it A, wouldn't, spelt WOULD''NT? Is it B, WOULDN''T? Or is it C, WOULDNT''? Okay, so the key thing is, where does the apostrophe go? Is it after the D, after the N, or after the T? A, B, or C? Okay, question number 2 coming up now. I played with Sam and Kate because they're my best friends. Okay, so we've got a missing word there. The missing word is there. I played with Sam and Kate because they're my best friends. Which of these is the correct missing word? So which there is it? Is it A, there, THERE? Is it B, there, THEIR? Or is it C, there, THEY''RE? Okay, so A, B, or C. Which there is the missing there? Question 3. I like peas, but I don't like carrots. Which word is the conjunction? So, I like peas, but I don't like carrots. Which word is the conjunction? Is it A, peas, B, but, or C, don't? So peas, but, or don't. Have a think and write down A, B, or C. Okay, question number 4. What a brilliant day I had. Which punctuation mark should you use at the end of that sentence? So what a brilliant day I had. Should you end it with A, a full stop, B, an exclamation mark, or C, a question mark? So choose A, B, or C. Which punctuation mark should you use at the end of that sentence? A, a full stop, B, an exclamation mark, or C, a question mark? Okay, question number 5. Put your things away. Which kind of sentence is this? Is it A, a statement, B, a question, or C, a command? So put your things away. Is it A, a statement, B, a question, or C, a command? And that takes us to the end of the English round. Okay, we've got one more round to go, and that is the computing round. Okay, so question number 1. What would you use Microsoft PowerPoint for? So we've used it this year. What would you use it for though? Is it A, to take photos, B, to make a graph, or C, to make a presentation? So A, to take photos, B, to make a graph, or C, to make a presentation. Have a think and write down your answer. Question number 2. So have a look at that picture at the top there. There it is. My cursor's hovering over it. What does this symbol usually mean? Does it mean A, create a new file, B, save, or C, delete? So what does that symbol mean? Is it create a new file, A, save, B, or delete, C? Okay, question number 3. Which word describes the orientation of this photo? So which word describes the orientation of this photo? Is it A, landscape, B, portrait, or C, beautiful? So that photo up there, is it A, landscape, B, portrait, or C, beautiful? Okay, question number 4. What does debug mean? So if you debug something, does it mean A, find and fix a mistake, B, start again, or C, a set of instructions? So what does debug mean? A, find and fix a mistake, B, start again, or C, a set of instructions? Okay, final question of the quiz coming up. Question number 5, and overall this will be question number 30. What should you never tell people online? Is it A, where you live, B, your passwords, or C, both of those things? So what should you never tell people online? Is it A, where you live, B, your passwords, or C, both of these? And that takes us to the end of our quiz. Obviously go back if you missed anything out, but I hope you've enjoyed that. In the next video, we will go through the answers and see on each round if you've managed to beat the chaser. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.